And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, tip-off's here. You guys get ready to go up to West Liberty this week for the tip-off tournament. Talk about your excitement to get these real games going.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a preseason. It feels like we just got here in August, and now here we are. It's mid-November. The weather's colder. You go into practice at 5 o'clock, and it's dark outside, and got a little bit of snow blowing around. All the leaves are off, and that's basketball weather. It's basketball season. So we're excited. We've had a really, really productive preseason. I've talked a lot about our senior leadership, our older guys really taking the bull by the horns, and they've continued to do that both on and off the court. And so we've had a really productive preseason, but now it's time to go play and, continue to get better as the season progresses.
And you guys have played a couple of tough scrimmages here in the beginning of the season. WVU, we talked about. You've had a couple of home scrimmages as well. Talk about some of the things you've learned through those scrimmages that you're going to take to the season.
Yeah, you learn a lot about your team, and, in practice, everybody knows what you're trying to do. For the most part, there's some wrinkles you can throw out there, and the way we play with so many reads, nothing's always 100% scripted, but you really learn a lot from playing other teams. And I've heard Mike Vrabel talk about this a lot, the Patriots coach. After every game, he looks at 3 buckets, and he puts, the clips and the film from that game in 3 buckets. And the first bucket is good things. The second bucket is things you got to correct. And the third bucket is probably the most important one, is things that get you beat. And before you can win, you have to eliminate the things that get you beat. And so, as we've gone through our scrimmages, as we've gone through our exhibition game with West Virginia, we've been able to pick out plenty of good things, plenty of things to correct, and then, really, really hampered in on the things that get you beat and try to eliminate those. So the lights are on, the games count. The popcorn's popping Friday night up on the hill, and now it's time to go do it for real. And we're going to have things in those buckets as the year goes on, but as empty as we can keep that bucket of things that get you beat, the better off we're going to be. So that's the whole key to our preparation this week: eliminate losing. And we've talked about the depth that this team's had throughout the first 2 shows of the year. Talk about that depth and kind of how it's going to play on your offensive and defensive schemes out there. Yeah, it's a nice problem to have. There's only 200 minutes in a game. There's only 5 guys on the court. So not everybody's going to get to play as much as they want. But the good thing with this team is everybody coming in is capable of doing something that impacts winning. And so, I think depending on how the game goes, what our lineups can look like, we got lineups that can really, really shoot. We got lineups that can really defend. We got lineups that are extremely athletic, and then we got lineups that are kind of a mixture of all those things. And so, I think this team's versatility and this team's depth has been something that's really stood out in the preseason. Every coach is excited about his depth during practice, but when you see it in action against other teams, then it becomes tangible and everybody can feel it. And, that makes my job harder from a playing time standpoint, but it really, really enhances team chemistry when those guys in the locker room know that their teammates are capable of going out there and playing good minutes and winning. And so really excited for that depth to continue to showcase itself and see if we can keep that from now till the end of the season. And looking at the MEC preseason poll this year, you guys sit number 8 coming into the season. Talk about how you guys look at that and if that really factors into the player's mindset going in. No, I don't care. I don't care. That opinion doesn't matter. That's why you play the games, and we'll see what the poll looks like at the end of the year. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, your non-conference schedule, a lot of tough teams coming up. You obviously have opening weekend this week against Cal and Clary, and you have Slippery Rock on the horizon. Talk about this non-conference schedule as a whole as it gets you ready for conference play. Yeah, when I lived in Arkansas, we played a game against a team that we knew we'd beat by 50 points, and then the next game was against a top 10 team. And I was eating breakfast one morning at a local diner, and one of the diehards came to every Arkansas Tech game. He walks up to my table and he says, "Well, you boys are really going to get your oil checked this week, and we're going to get our oil checked right out of the gate here." Cal is one of the best programs in the region year in and year out. We've talked every year. We play them every year because that game makes you so much better. You're going to understand where you're at from a physicality standpoint, a toughness standpoint, an execution standpoint on both ends of the court when you play the Vulcans. And then Clarion has a lot of experience back and some really, really talented players, and I know they feel really good about their team coming into this year. And you look, and they're very similar to us in that they can feel, and I think there's some tangible belief there that they're going to have a really good year. And so 2 tough games on opening weekend, quick back-to-back, 8 o'clock on Friday and 4 o'clock on Saturday. So we got to go play Friday. We gotta learn from it, get some ice baths, get some water, get some rest, and then come back out and play again on Saturday and try to learn as much as we can from Friday night before we play Saturday. And then Slippery Rock, I mean, that game seems like it might as well be in the MEC tournament. It seems so far away with these 2 games coming out of the gate. But we're always going to play tough teams. We're always going to challenge ourselves early. We feel that gets you ready to play Mountain East games. Mountain East is one of the best conferences in Division II, and to be ready for that, you have to have played against tough competition. So something we're never going to shy away from here at Wheeling.
And early on, we play a lot on the road. You have your first 3 games on the road before you come home. Talk about playing on the road and kind of how that's going to get you guys even further ready for this season.
Yeah, I mean, the only real difference is where the game is played on opening weekend. We're going to get to sleep in our own beds, practice in our own gym, eat in our own cafeteria. Other than the game itself, everything with those first 2 games are basically a home game. We just happen to have to drive 20 minutes to play, and then get on the road on Wednesday and go into a hostile environment and play against a team that you don't see, during the regular season as much, that you only see them kind of in the early part of the season. And so just being locked in on the details, understanding the game plan, understanding personnel, understanding our keys, how we have to execute what we do, that applies to every game home and away.
And finally, as you guys go through this opening weekend, what are some of your goals as a coach for your team, and what do you want to see your team get out of this weekend?
Empty the tank, man. Play as hard as you possibly can. Play so hard you got to ask for a break. We have depth. We have guys that are hungry to play, guys that are hungry to compete, and guys that are hungry to win. And so play as hard as you possibly can. That's the ultimate team builder, right? To know that the guy next to you is giving everything he has so you can win, and that you're going to do the same for him and everybody else on that roster. And so play as hard as we possibly can and try to do what we teach. And so much of what we do comes down to, okay, are we playing hard, and are we trying to do what we teach? Because if we're doing that, we have to live with the results. If effort's not there and we're not executing, or we're not succeeding in what we're doing because we're doing stuff different than what we've practiced, then you got a lot of problems to correct. But play as hard as you can. Try to do what we teach. If we can do those things, I'm really confident what this team can do.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.